Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning for another news update for Monday, November 24, 2025. And I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, policeman fatally shoots a brother during dispute in Clarendon. A policeman on Sunday evening fatally shot his brother during an altercation in which the cop was reportedly stabbed by his sibling. The incident happened in Park Hall in Frankfield District, Clarendon. It is reported that the constable, who is assigned to the St. James Police Division, and his brother had a dispute and the policeman was attacked with scissors. It is alleged that he pulled his service pistol and shot his brother, who suddenly died. Both the Frankfield Criminal Investigation Branch and the Independent Commission of Investigations are conducting separate probes into the incident. Burglars hit former Hanover Custis' house. The former home of Dr. David Stair, late Custis of Hanover, located in the Pont de Peace area of Hopewell, has been burglarized and one of 3 motor vehicles parked in the garage was stolen. The break-in was discovered on Saturday when a relative stopped by to conduct a routine check on the property, which has been closed since Stair's passing. Upon arriving, the family member reportedly noticed that the gate, which was previously locked, was open and only 2 vehicles remained in the garage. The Hopewell Police, whose station is situated at the entrance to Pont de Peace, just about 400 yards from the residence, were alerted. When officers arrived, they confirmed that not only had a vehicle been stolen, but the house itself had also been broken into and ransacked. Aside from the missing vehicle, the news was unable to confirm whether anything else was taken from inside the house, as police indicated that their investigation is still in its early stages. The Hanover police have since launched an investigation into the incident. Stair, who died suddenly in March of this year, was regarded as a beloved son of Hanover. He served as Custis of the parish from May 2009 until his death, while also working as a medical doctor at the Sandy Bay Health Clinic in eastern Hanover. He resided in the Pont de Peace community throughout his years of service to both the parish and the nation. With Horn to anchor court operations in Westmoreland after hurricane devastates Savannah Lamar facilities. Preliminary assessments following Hurricane Melissa show that while several court buildings across St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland suffered heavy damage, the newly renovated Withorn Courthouse emerged largely unscathed, positioning it to temporarily anchor judicial operations in Westmoreland. During an inspection tour on Friday, officials from the Ministry of Justice and the Constitutional Affairs found the Westmoreland Parish Court and the Family Court facilities in the parish capital, Savannah Lamar, severely compromised. Both buildings lost their roofs and remain waterlogged after weeks of leaks and the storm's direct hit. The structures will require full renovation before they can be safely opened. The destruction has forced the Court Administration Division to relocate the parish-level court functions, and Withorn, recently refurbished and sitting atop the local police station, has been identified as the most viable alternative. Justice and the Constitutional Affairs Minister Delroy Chuck, who toured the facilities with Permanent Secretary Grace Ann Stewart McFarlane and the technical team, said the condition of Withorn stood out sharply against the backdrop of widespread community devastation. This is one of the outstations in Westmoreland, and here in Withorn, it will serve as the parish operations because, as we saw earlier, Savannah Lamar Parish Court is damaged, Chuck noted. This court is in good order with little or no damage, which is quite impressive because when I look around Withorn, you can see many houses were damaged, he said. You can see all the trees have lost all their leaves, all the hillsides have been scorched, and now the Withorn outstation can conduct court operations for the parish of Westmoreland. Chuck described himself as very impressed with the resilience of the building, noting that the recent investment in renovations have proven worthwhile. Withorn's relative safety and accessibility being just 20 minutes from Savannah Lamar, made it the logical choice for continuity of service. I am very happy to report that starting Monday, parish operations will begin here for at least 3 days per week, he said, adding that the family court is also expected to operate from the facility on selected days once scheduling is finalized. The ministry is now looking at additional upgrades to strengthen the building's resilience, especially in light of the storm's long-term impact on the island's electrical grid. A solar installation is under consideration to ensure uninterrupted court operations. One of the things we are hoping to do is to improve it some more, maybe put in solar panels so that if electricity doesn't come back shortly, or even with electricity, the solar panels can help to generate electricity and ensure that the court can be conducted when there is no electricity, Chuck noted. The priority, he said, is restoring safe, functional spaces for the public to access legal services and maintain confidence that the justice system remains operational despite the storm's impact. We want to make sure that not only the courts but also the justice centers are operating so people can have access to legal advice, to justice matters, and generally to feel that the justice system is still operating in spite of all that has happened, said Chuck. Full underground power grid too costly for Jamaica, says the JPS CEO. While the widespread destruction caused by Hurricane Melissa has intensified the calls for underground electricity infrastructure, Jamaica Public Service CEO Hugh Grant says the cost and the complexity means only targeted areas are likely to benefit in the near future. Speaking at a media briefing in Negril, Westmoreland on Sunday, Grant acknowledged that Jamaica's grid was originally built to withstand a Category 3 hurricane, but rising storm intensity raises urgent questions. He noted the resilience advantages of underground networks, but warned that Jamaica would face a massive financial burden to fully convert. I operated in New York for over 25 years. One of the largest underground infrastructure is more than 100,000 miles, so I know underground systems very well. I've built them and I've operated them, he said. However, he noted underground systems come at a tremendous cost. The cost to underground the system here is going to be more than 10 times the cost that we have right now. He added that underground networks require expensive maintenance and fault detection technologies. Grant suggested a targeted approach. Right now, I think the opportunity here in Jamaica is to have what I call selective underground. We can look at some major corridors, or we can look at some critical facilities and then partner to figure out how could we selectively underground, the JPS CEO stated. For example, he states that the Norman Manley Boulevard in Negril is one corridor that could be considered. Meanwhile, Grant also outlined the severe damage sustained at the Paradise substation in Westmoreland, describing it as a central point in the electricity restoration efforts following Hurricane Melissa. He said the substation, located in one of the hardest hit areas, suffered a significant structural impact, including the loss of a major transformer. One of our major transformers was damaged during the hurricane, he said, but I saw the team there, several crews working to get the Paradise substation up and running as soon as possible, so we're working on some parallel paths. He explained that restoration is proceeding in stages, first bringing power back into substations, then preparing those substations to receive supply, and finally repairing and reconnecting distribution lines to deliver electricity to communities. And we are working all those three things in parallel. The CEO emphasized the extent of the destruction, particularly along the line connecting Paradise to Bogue. Nearly 200 structures supported that corridor, and more than half, many in steep terrain, were downed by the hurricane. He said the teams are exploring creative solutions to prioritize one line from Orange Bay into Paradise that would help ramp up the electricity supply to Westmoreland once restored. JPS reports that 74% of customers have now been returned to service. After Hurricane Melissa, more than 540,000 customers were without electricity. About 360,000 have since been restored leaving roughly 180,000 still without power. Grant noted that in some communities, such as Bluefields, every line is down and access is difficult, slowing repairs. He also responded to concerns about communication at the service during the restoration period. I would say we are committed to whatever we have restored. We're working as best as possible to keep that in service and to continue to build out. The reality is, however, that the focus is on restoration and rebuilding as safely and as quickly as possible. So after this, we will come through and do what I call some mop-up work to then fortify the facilities that we have put in, he said. Meanwhile, on the issue of funding, he acknowledged the magnitude of the challenge. Funding is a real concern, and we are partnering and working with the government and other stakeholders to address it. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.